Hi, I'm Nicole Webb Bodie, partner at Healthcare Plus Solutions Group. I had the pleasure to sit down with Quint Studer, our co-founder, for an insightful look back at the history of what has become the focus for so many organizations in the industry: experience and engagement. Whether you've known Quint, worked with him, read his books, or even heard him speak, you undoubtedly know he has been called one of the best friends to healthcare. If you don't know Quint, you likely know and use many of the tools that he created and implemented at healthcare organizations across the country. Please enjoy this short clip from our conversation. To watch the full video, you can visit our website and our learning library at www.healthcareplussg.com. Did you know at the time that you could scale what you were doing at Holy Cross to other hospitals?
No, because one of the things that came, and some people gave me credit. They said, well, God, he's energetic, he's into this, he's all over it. So maybe it's just him, or maybe it's really the whole hospital, because we really got everybody engaged. Maybe it's Mark Clement, which it probably was. We really got into, was it personality driven or was it principle driven? Mm-hmm. And that was the comment we'd hear all the time, because not everybody that left had success. Not everybody that benchmarked us just went out, did these things, and had success. So the question was, is it a personality-driven or is it a principle-driven approach?
And what did you all discover? Those that maybe didn't get the results versus those that did, what was the difference?
Well, first of all, it had to be really owned at the senior executive table. Number two, the board had to be aware of the measurement and understand the measurement, because people look at a raw score and say, oh, an 80 is good. Well, maybe an 80 is 10th percentile in that. So you had to really understand the tool. You had to put it at the top level, at the board level and the senior executive level, which most places have it today. Didn't have it back then. Mm-hmm. I'd have even CEOs at a time did know percentiles and did this. They'd be stunned because they'd find, oh my gosh, here I thought this department was good and this one wasn't, and it's the complete opposite. So I think we also found out, because we were learning too, it takes a lot more work than you think, and there's a huge correlation between employee engagement and patient experience. And you got to have both, not just one. So some scaled it better. We found out it's just not come here a 2-day or come benchmark. It's just so much harder to implement than we were ever anticipating.
And tell us about when you came to Pensacola, Florida, to Baptist Hospital.
Sure. In the fall of 1995, one of the benchmark groups was from Baptist in Pensacola, Florida. No, the spring of 1995. And we liked them. I liked them. You try to stay in touch with all these people. Mm-hmm. And they were pretty impressive, because somebody from corporate came. So it wasn't just to go here, it wasn't like, take a manager and say, go learn. Because we could tell real quick, if you benchmark had senior executives, they were probably getting more success than those that said, go find out how to do it and come tell me. So they had somebody from corporate, which was impressive, and their chief nurse executive, and so on. And they were really fun. I mean, we clicked, we got along really, really well, so on. So that fall, I got a call and they said, hey, we're bringing our whole organization together. Can you come down and speak? So, I didn't do this at the time. So I came down and spoke. And I'd spoken a little bit at Holy Cross, maybe 3 or 4 times, but just a little bit. And I came down and did like an hour, 2-hour workshop, flew down that night, left the next day. So I really didn't see much of Pensacola, didn't really know where it was in Florida. And I got back and they were really good. They had a real good relationship. They'd call me. I now realize they were building an emotional relationship with me, which was really fun. So I got to like them as people. Hopefully they got to like me as people. So then that spring, around February, March, I got a call from them and said, we have the administrative job at Baptist Hospital, and Baptist Hospital, Inc., which includes Gulf Breeze Hospital, was a smaller fifth. So that was cool, large, small. They have both of them there. Would you be interested in being the administrator? And I came down with my wife, and I just liked the whole story. I have a real heart for underdogs. Mm-hmm. They were sort of an underdog, somebody told me in a 3-hospital town, they were 4th at the time. not the best neighborhood, which I was used to, not the best facility, which I was used to, but what they really had was such an engaged, passionate workforce. I get emotional, that really they wanted to do a great job. So it wasn't they didn't have values, they had all those things. Sometimes it just takes a little more knowledge of, it's not energy as much as energy and understanding how to utilize that energy effectively.
Well, and it sounds like you took the structure from Holy Cross and implemented it at Baptist. What did that look like to take the structure and put some parameters around how to do this work?
I was really into it because I was sort of getting tired of people not giving everyone credit, because it was almost like, well, this person or charismatic or something like that. And it bothered me because I knew how hard everybody was working. So we really, on purpose, I made sure that it wasn't about me. In fact, I never appeared in the news. I made it never appear in the newsletter. I just really made it, let's see if these tools work. So we started looking and developing tools, taking a lot of what Clay did with his permission. In fact, he loved what we were doing. Clay said the challenge with his book, because he'd never been in healthcare, it was not maybe as doable. We made it doable. And so he really liked that. So we're always working on tools, always working on teams, really looking at skill building more effectively, and really looking at enthusiasm, but also looking at transparency. So every week on the PA system, we would announce what our patient experience was, and patients would hear it. Patients would hear it, and everybody would hear it. And also really, of course, digging into a couple other components, which was building this muscle, leadership muscle of the team, investing in the team, and really focusing both on the physician satisfaction, physician engagement, and again, that employee engagement piece, and really tracking turnover, because we took turnover from way up here to way down here.
How long did it take you to realize that you really had something here? You had the structure, you had the system, and could scale it?
Well, I thought we could, but again, you have a challenge. But then Healthcare Advisory Board did a study of what they called service excellence. And they did a study in 1999 of service excellence, or maybe 98, 99, and they studied the best hospitals in the country according to the metrics, because there were different measurement companies out there. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, the two big players were Holy Cross Hospital and Baptist in Pensacola. So all of a sudden you had this, pretty reputable research company coming in and publishing. They publish so many books each year, and we were one of their red book that year on service excellence. So we really got more attention on the scalability. And then again, because of some of the publicity we were getting, because we were named, Hospital of the Year by this, or service excellence for this, and again, I was speaking more, people were coming in, we started getting that reputation. And so it was really cool to meet people. Probably the biggest, and you could see who got it. Gary Shorb, one of the best presidents of a healthcare system in the country, comes from Memphis just to spend 2 days just seeing what it looked like. Duncan Finley from Sarasota, a physician. So we started getting, again, you can always tell the interest on who shows up. And so, again, that was exciting. And so we sort of knew we thought it was more scalable then, because we were seeing organizations have more success. And then they present. They present at conferences and say, I learned this from Quint, or I learned this at Baptist. So we started getting a lot more word of mouth.